Have you ever wondered why some people rise while others remain stuck? Why two people with the same dreams end up living completely different lives? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's discipline. Because talent may give you a start, but discipline keeps you moving when everyone else stops. And this is the story of a young man named Tunde, an ordinary worker who discovered that greatness doesn't come from what you want, but from what you're willing to do every single day, even when no one is watching. Tunde lived in a small town where everyone knew everyone. He worked as a mason's helper, carrying bricks under the hot sun, mixing cement, and earning just enough to eat. Every evening he would walk home covered in dust, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. Those lights reminded him of his dream, to one day build something that would last longer than his pain. He wanted to be more than a worker. He wanted to become a builder, someone who could design and lead projects, not just carry the load. But dreams are easy to speak and hard to live. Each time he talked about his goals, people laughed. "Someone like you?" they said. "You didn't even finish school." At first, their words cut deep. But one night, as Tunde sat outside his small room, he made himself a quiet promise that even if he had no degree, no money, and no support, he would still find a way. That promise, whispered under the moonlight, would become the seed of his discipline. At first, Tunde woke up before sunrise every day, practicing how to lay bricks straighter, mix cement faster, and build stronger walls. He studied from old books he found in the trash, tracing blueprints under a flickering candle. But no matter how hard he worked, nobody noticed. While others rested, he trained. While others laughed, he learned. And yet, life stayed the same. Low pay, long hours, tired body. Weeks turned into months. One day, after being scolded for a mistake he didn't make, Tunde dropped his tools and walked away from the site. He sat behind a pile of bricks, sweat and tears mixing on his face. For the first time, he whispered, "Maybe they were right. Maybe people like me don't get far." That moment, that silence, was the battle between the man he was and the man he could become. As the sun set, an older mason approached him. He looked at Tunde and said, "You think discipline is about working hard? No, it's about showing up even when no one claps." Then he placed a rough, calloused hand on Tunde's shoulder and added, "If you quit today, you'll have to live with the question, what if I had kept going?" Those words struck deeper than any insult ever could. That night, Tunde didn't sleep. The old mason's words echoed in his mind like a drumbeat. "If you quit today, you'll have to live with the question." He stood up before dawn, washed his face, and walked back to the site. No applause. No one noticed. But he showed up. And that was the beginning of everything. From that day on, he worked differently. He stopped chasing motivation and started practicing consistency. Rain or shine, tired or strong, he showed up. When others joked, he focused. When others complained, he learned. And slowly, without even realizing it, Tunde began to change. Not just in skill, but in spirit. Months later, when a government engineer visited the site, he noticed Tunde's work. Every line was straight, every wall strong, every detail perfect. He asked, "Who built this?" And for the first time in his life, Tunde heard the words he had waited years to hear. You built this." Years passed, and Tunde became one of the most respected builders in the region. People came from other towns just to see his work. Strong, precise, and beautiful. But when they asked him for the secret to his success, he always smiled and said, "Discipline. It's not what I do when I feel good. It's what I do when I don't." He began teaching younger workers, showing them that greatness isn't born in comfort, it's built in repetition. He told them, "Every time you choose effort over excuses, you win a battle that no one sees." And slowly, the same people who once mocked him started following his example. Tunde had become proof that an ordinary man with discipline can become extraordinary. Dear listener, maybe your dream feels far right now. Maybe you've worked for years with no results, no recognition, and no one clapping. But remember this, success doesn't shout, it accumulates. And every small act of discipline you do today becomes the foundation of your greatness tomorrow.